Okay, hello and welcome back to another reflectional video. Today we are discussing something that we did last week. What we did last week was we were talking a lot about casting, and in that lesson we all was in the singing studio, just the whole class, and we were just talking to one another about what we liked about each other, and it was just one of these things. It's like how we all felt about each other, like our atmosphere, our postures, our gaits, how we are towards each other, how we are in general, how we seem, and sometimes even when it comes to people in there knowing who you are, it kind of gives them a chance to actually explore more about you. And sometimes people who are like me, who do hide in a lot of their stuff, do not actually talk about it. Like, I know instantly many people would look at me and think, oh, he must be a happy boy, because I come out with jokes and I put people in hysterics. But realistically, I'm not. It's all pretty much just an act. It's all pretty much just it's a part of me, but it's not who I am. Because deep down, I know that I am someone that suffers a lot with depression, anxiety. Full on mental health. Like, my mental health has not been the same for years, and the one thing that actually has made it worse recently is, of course, i.e. the massive lockdown we all have literally just had our lives put through. Another thing I have is Asperger's. I've got a trace of Asperger's, and it's very, very hard sometimes to be able to talk, to be able to share feelings, and just I don't really understand things, like just like why in some lessons like tap and ballet and all just ordinary lessons, I may mumble, I may be loud, I may be quiet, I may be stressed out, I may be like, oh my god, I can't actually physically, like, my mind can't process this. My mind is actually very slow at processing things, and it's not because I don't want to process them, it's actually just clearly on how my mind and brain actually works. It has nothing to do with me being lazy in some way, it's just entirely on how my brain actually functions, and it's something that actually cannot be helped, which is quite a sad thing really, because trust me, if I actually was able to completely cure the Asperger's gene of mine, I would completely go away, because even though it's a part of who I am and makes me who I am, it really is annoying 99.9% of the time. It's hard as well because you do easily lose interest, and it's not because you mean to, it's just that's how it works, and it's definitely something. Like, the more I've researched about myself and the actual condition I have, the more I'm like, oh my god, like I'm noticing it. I notice myself a lot more now. I notice my ways and how I am, and I do suffer with social anxiety, and it's the hardest thing, but I feel like when I'm performing, it's completely different, because I'm not myself when I'm performing, I'm someone else, and that is why I usually look forward to mostly performing a lot of the time, because it gives me a chance to, like, step out of Lewis Harmon, steps into another role. It's that's why a lot of the time I'm actually method acting, because I like to fully transform, not play the character, but become the character, become that personnel that I am portraying and actually becoming in order to succeed the role. Like how an ordinary person could just pick up a sheet and go, okay, this is my lines, I've learnt my lines now, I've learnt my character, I can just do this character whenever I feel like it. With me, no. It takes processes, it takes time. Like when I was doing Grease and Duty, I spent the whole entire week watching nothing but American programs, so the accents are drilling. I was researching Duty every single day. I was watching so many different people playing the role of Duty, and also looking in on the actor's biography and stuff like that, and looking into so much detail and stuff like that, not even just about my character, but about the era, the play, and stuff like that. So research is really key to characters when it comes to me performing, and it's something I take quite strongly. But going back to the main priority of the video is, how do other people see me? I was very shocked, to be honest, when I heard a lot of the people say I'm one of the funniest people I've ever met, And someone actually told me, a close friend of mine said they couldn't live without me, and instantly I was like, here come the tears. Honestly, I was in such like, oh my god mood that I couldn't actually process for the rest of the day. I was just like, oh my god, wow, okay. Sadly in the lesson we didn't have that much time to do things, or not to get around to everyone, but we all individually pretty much asked each other afterwards and stuff like that, for those who didn't get to catch up and ordinarily. And it really makes me overthink myself a lot, how I do have an amazingly positive impact on people's lives. It really does truly amaze me, because I didn't think I was that strong to other people. Like, because where I haven't had many friends over the years, it's like as soon as I came to Nesco, it's like, whoa, okay, completely different environment, completely different. I have friends. I grew up with Sam and like 2 other people all my life. Those were my friends. Because everyone else was either fake, used me, or just didn't like me. So that's how hard it is, generally. And coming into the Nescot, as soon as I started, I was like, this is so much to process. Like, it took me ages to fully gauge things that people actually wanted to be friends with me. Okay. It took me ages to think people actually wanted to be friends with me, so I couldn't really deal with it. But there's a lot of people who said I was funny, I was humorous, I was loving, I was caring, someone said to me, I'm what they need on a cold day, because apparently I warm them up. And it really put me into a very emotional sense. It's like the whole evening I pretty much just thinking to myself, I was like, wow, like just plain and simply, wow, like I was speechless. I genuinely was speechless. I've had loads of people say, just say they love me, and that is just what everyone needs to hear, because everyone is loved and everyone needs to know that they're loved by someone in this world. And I love everyone, I think everyone deserves a chance in my life, and I'll try my hardest to make a great bond, make a great amends with them and stuff like that, but sometimes not everyone's cut out for that, so it's quite hard. And I was actually walking around Tesco's, and I thought, everyone said these lovely things about me, and they show so much love to me, but I actually bought this product because it made me think more. I didn't just buy it because it was £3.50, but it actually showed a lot of meaning. It's love your world. It's backwards, but it says love your world. And to me, having something like that really does makes me feel encouraged, to put in the same effort as everyone else is putting in. And to be honest with you, my initial impressions were a bit shocked that everyone thought I was funny, because I knew I put people in stitches, but I didn't actually think I made them funny, because when I was growing up, I struggled to notice if people were laughing with me or at me, but obviously all my friends, they laugh with me, but it's just when you hear someone say such positive words about you, it really does touch up. So that was initially my impressions. It's hard to get through, to be honest, but it was actually quite emotional, because when it was such a good idea, but I think everyone just kind of took a deep end. Like, I was talking to Grace, and she was saying how it touched home, and how after the lesson she really thought about it, and yesterday she really thought about it. But I gave off positive feedback to everyone else, because I don't have any negatives of anyone in that room, and I love each and every one of them for their individual ways. I love Sam. I've loved Sam for 16 years of friendship we've had. I love Ben because of how we've communicated, how we talk every single day, how we have a great bond, how he's amazing, he's talented, he's funny, Grace, Zoe, Daniel, Leah. It's just each and every one of them has got their own part of me. It's like a whole pie, and every single person is part of that pie, and they've all got their own special texture and taste, you know what I mean? So it's quite a mixed, jumbled up pie. But yeah, that was my initial intentions. I was just really just overwhelmed, I was shocked, and I was actually quite amazed, really. I was just extremely amazed. and if anything, it really did boost my confidence and make me a lot more proud of myself, because there's not many nice people in this world, and the fact that I'm one of them makes me feel happy. I could be an annoying little shit like loads of other people, but I'm not. So yeah, my initial impressions.